Hey everybody, Derek here with another Monday motivational message. It's been getting colder here in Pennsylvania, so of course I came down with the worst cold this past week. And as I was laying on the sofa, hacking and coughing and sneezing and feeling generally miserable, it gave me some time to think about how good I've gotten at managing my illnesses and ailments. It also made me think that somebody out there might be dealing with some kind of health question or concern in their life, and that it might be time to go see a doctor themselves. Or maybe you've been seeing a doctor for a little bit now and still have some questions. Regardless of either case, I put together a list for you that I think might be helpful. I call it my top 5 ways to survive surviving. So number 5, stay active physically as long as you can. Do as much as you can manage for as long as you can manage. What do I mean by that? I'll give you the example. My coach was dealing with a cancer diagnosis. He was going to chemotherapy sessions, and at the end of each session, he would strap on his running sneakers and run home from chemo. Now for him, it gave him a sense of control in a very chaotic time in his life. It made him feel better, and it gave him some time to think and clear his head. So for him, it was exercise. Maybe for you, it's something else. But find that thing that makes you feel strong, makes you feel more like yourself, and do that thing. Number 4, managing doctor's visits. Bring something with you to pass the time, whether that's a friend, maybe it's a book, maybe it is your iPhone or your phone loaded with music and television shows and movies. I've never been to a doctor's office yet that runs on time. It's very easy to understand why. You have all these questions. You want answers about what's going on. Why are you there? What's going wrong with your health, with your body? Well, everybody else in that office is there to see that doctor and has those same questions. So, of course, they're going to take up a little bit of time. So bring something along that's going to help you pass the time and dial down your stress a little bit. One more pro tip. Make sure if you're actually going to listen to music or watch TV on your device, watch movies, download them before you get to the doctor's office. Don't rely on having some kind of cell signal or Wi-Fi access when you get to the doctor's office. Just something to ease your stress level a little bit. Once you get into your session with your physician, bring your friend along, have them take notes, or ask your doctor if you can record the audio of the session. Your doctor is going to be throwing a lot of terminology and words at you that you might not understand. And the fact is that you're probably a little nervous to begin with. So record the session because you're not going to remember a lot of what was said in that session. And it's going to help you a lot to have something to go back to refer to. Number 3, remember that you are not your body. You are not the limitations on your body at that particular moment. And you are not your appearance. Your process that you're going through could change. Your emotions are going to ride up and down. The limitations that you're going through are going to probably change. Your appearance might change. So find your happy place and that place where you're calm. As those conditions and those diagnoses changes over time, you're going to keep that in mind. You need to develop a healthy separation between what you were able to do, what you're currently able to do, and what you might be able to do in the future, and what you maybe looked like in the past, what you look like currently, and what you could look like in the future, and who you are as a person. You've got to have that healthy separation between the two of them. And just remember that this process is a marathon, not a sprint. Number 2, conserve your mental energy for the fight. So unless you walk into your doctor's office and you've got a bone sticking out of you somewhere, your doctor is going to go through an evaluation process to diagnose you. Depending on what that is, it could take 5 minutes or several years. If you're going into the doctor's office, that first meeting, and you're all hyped up and nervous because you've been researching Google and Googling all your symptoms, or going to WebMD and trying to figure out what you have, and you've convinced yourself that you have the plague, you're putting undue amount of stress and pressure on yourself. It's needless, and it takes up a lot of energy. Let your doctor go through the process of diagnosing you. And as I said, if that process takes a few months, maybe even a year, if you have all that stress upon yourself and you're wondering that whole point and you're fighting that whole time with what things might be, if you didn't have something wrong with you going in, you'll definitely cause something to be wrong with all that stress. Put your efforts and energies into the fight when and only when you know what you're fighting. That's my take for dealing with the diagnosis process. Don't waste your effort and don't waste your energy. Fight when it's time to fight. Finally, number 1, your support team. Now is not the time to cut yourself off from the outside world. Now more than ever, it's important to have your support system around you, the people that you trust. Your doctors are going to take care of the medicine part, but it's up to you to make sure that you stay positive and engaged. Who's your team going to be? You're going to pick your physician team, but who's your family and friends that surround you? Who's going to have your back? And who is going to treat you like you and not something that's broken? If there's somebody that's close to you that can't handle that, and every time they walk in to see you, they give the boo-boo face, and if you've had any kind of ailment, especially if it's major, you know that boo-boo face. You've got to ask those people to step outside and gather themselves and only come back to you when they're able to get on the train. That train is going in one direction, and that's positivity and the journey back to your health. Just remember that your family and your friends are going to be the anchor that ties your emotions through this journey. And one more pro tip, and maybe the most important pro tip, but you're going to be nervous. You're going to be a little freaked out. It's understandable. Everybody is. Just once you've selected your physician team and you've got your friends and family supporters around you, trust them. Find your zen and don't be a dick. Let your doctors do their jobs. Be an active supporter in the process. Be an active participant. Take the tests that they tell you to take. Take the medicines that they prescribe. In the end, it's going to get you to where you want to be a lot faster and with a lot less stress. So how about you? Do you have a pro tip that you think would be good for everybody to hear? Write it in the comments. Let's talk it out. If you like this Monday motivational message, please like Recycled Man Speaks on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you want to know more about me, or more about my story, or maybe book me to speak at an upcoming event, then check out recycledmanspeaks.com. Take care, everybody. Have a great week. I'll see you next week. Thanks for everything.